So first of all, guys, we are going to set our static mesh, which is our mesh, our scope mesh. So for me, I'm using this free pack from Unreal Marketplace. This one, the SM scope. Okay, guys. So what we are going to do is add some an asset, guys, that will allow us to display our zoom. Okay, because if we just place our scope like it is, we are going to see only this. Okay, without the reticle. The reticle I have made it. I will show you how to do this. Okay, guys. So it's not really a scope. We need to make the zoom effect. To do that, guys, we need to drag our scope to the world. Okay, like this. Set the rotation to 0, 0, 0, and add a cylinder like this. Okay, you rotate the cylinder this way. Try to use only positive values, guys. Okay, and for the size you will adjust it like I'm doing. Okay, it must match with the size of the scope. Just follow the tutorial. Remember, guys, only positive value. Okay, okay, we will do this, and you will place it right here, right in the middle. Okay, guys, it must be on the center. It's important. That's it, guys. Now we have what we wanted. Uh, one detail, try to put it after, sorry, the cylinder, try to put it after the lens. Okay, this way, in order to put the reticle on the lens and the zoom effect on the white cylinder. You will see how to do that. You click save, and you select the two components, the scope and the cylinder together, and here you right click and you click on convert actors to static mesh, and you save it. I will save it on the content, name it scope. Okay, guys, now we have our scope. Where it is, where it is, where it is, where it is. It's on mesh. No, I need it on the content. Move here. Okay, so this is our scope, and now you can see that we have our cylinder in the scope with its own material. Okay, guys, this is why we added a cylinder to the scope, because we need a dedicated material only inside the scope. Great. Now we have our mesh. We need to add it on our weapon. To do this, easy. Whatever, you can even add component static mesh and put it whatever you want here, or just make sure that your ADS camera will look right through the scope. Okay, guys, it's a basic thing. I let you do this. You can see our previous video to learn how to create an ADS camera. Okay, guys, this is important. But in my case, because I have one blueprint for all the weapons in the game, I have I've done after an event begin play. I will adjust my uh, my skeletal mesh in order to have the type of the weapon, okay, which whatever it is, an AK or a sniper or whatever. Also, you will need to add component name scene capture components 2D, this one, okay, and also you put it right here on the muzzle because this is the camera that will display the view through the scope, okay. So if you want it if you want some realistic effect, you put it a little bit higher. But if you want a high precision, which means the center of the scope will hit the center of your view or your target, you put it on the muzzle like this. It is what I have done here. I set the world location rotation of the scene component, the scene capture component, right to the muzzle socket of my skeletal mesh, which is this one, and it is set here. The same thing for the ADS camera, guys. Okay, I have created a socket, and also here I set the ADS camera right on the location of the socket, snap to target. Okay, guys, great. Okay, here this is where I set the skeletal mesh of my weapon. For example, here if it is a sniper, okay, in the begin play, if it is sniper, it will set the skeletal mesh of the weapon as this one. You will see. I don't know if it's a real sniper, but just for the purpose of the tutorial. This way, when we hit start in the event begin play, our weapon will take this form, this skeletal mesh. Okay, guys. So the next thing to do is to add actually our scope that we created, which is this one. Okay, this is my method, guys. Okay, for you, if you want to add the scope here by adding component, it's up to you. But for me, in this series, this is the way that I have created the weapon system. Okay, so it's one weapon base dedicated for all the type of the weapons. Great. So after adding the static mesh, of course, I add it at a specific location, which is the scope locations. It's a socket, this one. Okay, so the scope will be attached here. Okay, guys. Same thing as we done before for the camera and the scene capture component. Okay, and then we will save it as a variable here because we are going to need it. After that, we will attach the scope on the skeletal mesh. So just attach it on the scope location, and don't forget to set the location and rotation rules to snap to target. After that, guys, you will use the node create render target 2D, okay, and you will set these values to 2000 and 2000. Okay, guys, it's important. Next, you will drag your scene component 2D and set texture render to this value. Okay, it's the same thing I done here. After that, you drag your scope. Remember, for me, I have added here, but for you, if you have done it here, you can just drag from here and set it. So for me, I will drag the variable scope. Where is it? Scope. Here it is. And use get, sorry, no, set material. Okay. And here you will select the material, the cylinder material. Okay. In this case, it's the element 2. So you will set here element index as 2. Okay. For the material, okay, you need to create new material. You will name it scope material, and you set it here, sorry, here. Okay, perfect. As I done as before, this is my previous set. Okay, great. After that, you will get material like this. Also, it's the element number two, and here you will create dynamic material instance like this one, and you link target to scope like this one. Hit compile. Don't forget element index as 2 always. And after that, you go. You need to set your material instance. Sorry, your material, your scope material. How do you set it? Actually, we use texture sample like this one and link it to emissive color. Here, for now, you just use a random texture. It will be set after that to the view of your 2D component, scene component. So now you need to right click on this texture sample and convert to parameter. And here you will name it scope texture. You need to remember your name, the name of this parameter. And here on the weapon base, you will, sorry, drag this here, set texture parameter values, and the parameter name will be what you just created, scope texture, and you link this here. For the value, always you get your texture, render texture here that you got from your that you set with the create render target 2D, but you can also use this one and you link it here. After that, you reset your material always with scope, get scope, set material. Don't forget the element number two, and the material will be, of course, the dynamic material instance, like this one, and you hit compile. So I have recreated all the steps that I have done for my tutorial before recording the video. So remember, you just the part of the scope, huh? You create render target 2D with the value of 2000. You set the texture target of the scene component, scene capture component 2D, texture render with the return value like here, okay? And then you set the material of your scope. Don't forget to set the right element index. For us, it is number two, okay? And create a dynamic material instance always with the element index and set the texture parameters value with the parameter name of this parameter that you put on your scope material. Okay, guys, you click apply. Okay, so now if you have done this right, I will I will show you the case that I have done with you here. So I added a different scope here. Okay, this is my scope. I will use the one that I created with you here. I will click compile, and now we are going to use the configuration that I have done with you. Click compile. So now if I click play, this is what I should have. You see, this is because we have um, this is because we have set the default value of our texture parameter here as a normal texture, okay, a normal map. We need actually just let it blank, the default texture like this, and now it should work. Okay, now you see that we can render our 2D scene capture component on our cylinder material that we put on our scope. So now guys, how to add reticle, because I told you the default one doesn't have reticle. Actually, the default one, I will show you. This is the default. Sorry, I will just this. I will show you how it was per default. Okay, this is the default material that come with the free pack accessories. Okay, I will show you how to put a zoom also. So there is no reticle. How to do this? You go to your lens, guys. Huh? No, not the scope material, the lens material, like this one, and you put here add, like this one, add, and you link this here. Okay, and you use another texture sample, and here on the texture you will use um, a reticle texture. Okay, guys. For me, I have already uploaded some textures like this one. Just make sure that it's a PNG format, okay, with the transparency here. Only the reticle is visible. Also, make sure that it's not 100% black. It need to have some whiteness in order to be perfectly displayed. Okay, guys. So, and you add it on your lens material. Where it is, where it is, where it is. There it is. And you add it here, and you link it to the base color. Okay. And for the opacity, also alpha, you do the same. You add and you link from the add here. Okay, guys. You create another add, alpha of this one, alpha of this one. You set it on the opacity. Don't forget the reticle. And now you can see that it will work. There it is. Now you have the reticle on your scope. There it is, guys. Okay, so the last part is how to put a zoom. It's easy, guys. Go to your weapon base blueprint. On the take weapon logic, okay? On the take weapon logic, you enable input like this. For the player controller, you get your character controller from the event of the take weapon, and you cast to player controller, okay, and link it here, like I have done here. You can see that on my character blueprint, the take weapon actually came where it is. I will show you. Switch weapon, ATS die. There it is on the big gameplay. I get my controller. We are on the character blueprint, guys, huh? And you link it to your custom event of your take weapon in your weapon base, okay? And from here, you link to the object of cast to player controller, and it will enable input. This way, when we click a key on the keyboard, the weapon base will interact, okay? We are going to use the mouse wheel input. You can get it just by typing mouse wheel. There is the up, there is a down, okay? I have the like I have done here. And now you drag your scene capture component. You set the field of view. Okay, guys, the more it's high, the larger is the view. The less it is, and the longer you can zoom on. Okay, so as I have done here, you link the pressed to the set field of view. Okay, and the value will be get the field of view, and you subtract 2.5, and you use the clamp node here, clamp float. Okay, you can get it like this. You use the minimum value of 5, the maximum value of 45, and you put this configuration. This is for the zooming, this is for the in-zooming. Okay, for the in-zooming, this is minus 2.5. Okay, so it is plus 2.5, and also you clamp the value and you do the same thing, and this way it will zoom and unzoom when you move the mouse wheel. And this is, guys, how you get a nice sniper rifle scope.